After June 10th, Amazon is cutting royalties from 60% to 50% for most low-price paperbacks. You might be wondering, is Amazon KDP still worth it in 2025? Well, as I showed in my last video, if I change nothing, my daily earnings would drop almost 40%. That's the difference between making $1,000 amount and just $600. But despite that, I am not quitting Amazon KDP, and I will show you why I think this change might actually have a positive impact on my earnings, especially in some micro niches. In this video, I will walk you through real numbers from one niche I have been publishing in for 3 years. And I try to explain why I believe my KDP earnings in that niche might actually increase despite the changes. So if you also focus on similar micro niches, you can compensate for losses in other areas and keep your earnings steady or even grow them in 2025 and beyond. So let me show you the real numbers from this niche I started publishing in 2023. It's now my 3rd year working in it. Each year I publish 4 low content books in this niche. The interior pages are exactly the same, but just the cover colors are different. This niche targets a very specific small group of people, both male and female. For example, females might prefer a pink cover, while males may lean toward black. That's why I create 4 different colors to appeal to them. Each year I make some updates to the interiors and unpublish the books from previous years. So right now I have 4 books live in this niche. To show you the full picture, I've filtered all 12 books, 4 from each year, to track the progress. And here's something important. I never run ads for these books. The competition is relatively low because it's such a specific audience. I'm able to sell organically thanks to a strong listing and A+ content. Plus, by keeping my cover designs consistent, like a brand, I see in the reviews that I get repeat orders from customers who bought in previous years. Looking at the sales graph, April is the peak season for this niche. In April 2023, I sold 98 books. In April 2024, that jumped to 129. And this April I sold 138 orders. So if you look at the sales for these 12 books over the last 2.5 years, I have sold 932 books. Last year alone, I sold 369 books organically, and this year I'm already at 340 orders. Based on this, I expect to sell over 400 books by the end of this year. Now, some of you might think these numbers aren't huge compared to other YouTubers, but let me show you the earnings. In 2.5 years, these 12 books have earned me about $1,700. Last year I made around $700, and this year I'm already at $662. So I expect to make around $800 from this niche by the end of the year. For some, that might not seem like a lot, but here's the key. I only spent about 2 days each year creating and publishing these books. That means I'm generating roughly $400 of value per day during those days. For me, when I consider if a business is worth it or not, I always think about the time I spent creating it. That's why I believe Amazon KDP is still worth it in 2025. Of course, you can't expect to be that productive every single day, but the key here is consistency. I have been in the KDP business since 2019 and publishing in this niche since 2023. That's why I understand the demand in this niche and work on improving my book quality each year by adding extra pages tailored to the needs of this specific group of people. So why do I believe I can actually increase my earnings in this niche after the royalty changes take effect on June 10th? First of all, none of my 4 books is the bestseller for the main search term in this niche. In fact, one of my books usually ranks around the 3rd or 4th position for the main keyword during the peak season, March, April and May. Currently, the best-selling book in this niche is a 120-page, 6x9-inch paperback priced at $5.20. That earns the publisher about 68 cents per sale. But after the royalty drop kicks in, that same book would only earn 16 cents per sale, unless the publisher raises the price. To keep earning 68 cents, they have to increase the price to $6.23, which is nearly a $1 jump. Now here's the difference. I'm offering more pages, 150 pages, larger 8.5 by 11 inch size, priced at $9.20. I currently earn around $2 per sale. After the royalty rate change, my earnings would drop almost in half, to around $1 if I don't change my prices. But even then, that's still higher than what the current bestseller is earning per sale. But after June 10th, I'm planning to raise the price slightly to $9.99. That's still under the $10 psychological barrier, and it boosts my royalty to $2.44 per sale, around 20% more than what I'm earning now. I don't think that this slight price increase will have a negative impact on the number of books sold, since I'm already able to sell them at a price over $9. as long as I can maintain the same position for the main keywords in this niche next year. But here's the important part. This extra 20% in royalty gives me more flexibility compared to the current bestseller. For example, I could reinvest that additional earning into ads to boost sales during peak season, or use it to help compensate for the losses I will face in other low margin niches after the royalty change. So as you have seen in this example, I believe the royalty change might actually have a positive impact on earnings in certain niches. The key is finding the right micro niches to invest your time and effort into. If you stick to the oversaturated niches that are constantly being shown on popular YouTube channels, this royalty change will only make it harder to succeed on Amazon KDP. Why? Because none of those creators, myself included, will ever reveal their most profitable niches. Those how I made $10,000 a month videos are usually made to get views, not to make you rich. I have already talked about this in detail in other videos, so I won't repeat myself here. But here's the conclusion. This royalty change will likely push many people out of the low content and coloring book space. The hype around easy money will fade, and I think Amazon KDP will shift toward being more attractive for medium and high content books. Still, as I have shown you in this video, if you focus on the right niches and set your pricing smartly, there will always be profitable opportunities even for low content books. But if you are a beginner in KDP, don't expect someone to hand you a shortcut. Don't chase quick wins, focus on building sustainable income and learning how to find untapped niches yourself. And aim for niches that AI can't easily dominate, at least for now. AI is already nearly perfect when it comes to image creation, so competition in coloring books will only get tougher. If you have a social media audience and can drive external traffic to Amazon, you will still have a solid chance in coloring books or similar niches. But if you are only relying on organic traffic or Amazon ads, it will become harder in such niches moving forward. Even if you are focusing on low content books, do the harder things. Take the time to research what your target audience actually needs. Understand which tailored pages makes a real difference. In my example, I said it only takes 2 days to create and publish those books. But that's because I spent serious time researching this niche deeply back in 2023. And every year, I try to improve the content based on what this specific audience wants. So yes, it takes efforts. But as I said, I am not quitting KDP. I'm continuing to focus on low content books despite all these challenges. And I still believe Amazon KDP is worth it in 2025 and beyond, as long as you take it seriously. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please like and leave a comment. See you in the next one.